Shalom, this bar is all coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, great millstone, and to the hopeful elect pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This lesson is going to be titled basically Fake Israelites, right? Within the audience, we might have Israelites that come to the camp, they're in the audience, right? Or just that are just in the audience, or ones that are actually in the camp, right? And it's not, this is just a lesson just to, just to keep brothers circumspect. Because Apostle Tar always talks about agent provocateurs and stuff like that. But, that's why I think Apostle Tar made that decree about there's no more men in GMS, right? So I guess there's a lot of people coming in and, causing problems. Because these guys, these cops, they have guys that infiltrate camps, right? So you have to be aware. And this is just for that, and also just in your daily life, you have to be aware of people. You can also use this knowledge to be aware of people too, right? That try to get close to you and stuff like that. Ezekiel 33:30. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee, Slak, by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another. So they're talking against Yahweh Shem Shai, right? And speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord Yahweh, right? Yet they're saying to come hear the truth, right? But they're talking shit. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people. So they come as, as the Israelites, right? That actually want to hear the engrafted word, right? And they hear thy words, but they will not do them. So they just come to hear, but not to do anything. So they're fake. They have an agenda, right? For with their mouth they show much love. So basically what they say, but their mind goeth after the covetousness, right? And covetousness, let me just go into covetous. There you go. Inordinately desirous to obtain and possess, avarice, Slack, it's tongue twister. Desirous, covetous, passionate desire, eagerness, ambition, very desirous, eager to acquire, showing extreme cupidity, painful desires of another's advantages. Right, so they go after their desires, basically. And then verse 32, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice. So you're being very kind to the person, when you talk to them and everything like that. Because you're speaking the words of the truth. You're thinking this person is sincere and stuff. And can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. Right? So they hear everything you're saying. It all sounds good, but they don't do it. Right? And that's why it's like the lesson of the title is like fake Israelites in the audience or in camps, because like they'll come every week and they'll hear and they'll like, yeah, shalom, blah, blah, blah. But when they go home, they're not doing anything. Right? And you don't have to worry about them because like at the end of the day, the Most High is going to, sift everyone out. But just for yourself, in your own circle, like Apostle Tar always talks about that. Apostle Tar is very apparently, like from what I've heard him say, like he's very like stoic, keeps to himself. He does his own thing just because like I think something happened previously. So now he's just aware of that. So everyone should be like that because you never know. You never know. Right. And that's just, within the camp and in truth, even at work, to be aware of people because you never know. There's agents everywhere. Right. Romans 2:11. For there is no respect of persons with Yahweh, for as many as have sinned without law shall also perish without law. Right. And as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. So like, The ones that don't have the laws, weren't given the truth, they're gonna die without the truth. So they're gonna die by their own sins and their own laws, and by those means. So they're still gonna catch judgment, right? But the ones that were in the truth, right, shall be judged by the law of the truth, the scriptures, right? So the ones that basically come in and are being fake, and the day you're still the truth is still given to you. So you're gonna be judged by the law, right? Verse 13, for not the hearers of the law are just before Yahweh, but the doers of the law shall be justified. So the Most High is going to justify the ones that actually apply what he's saying, not the ones that just hear it, right? Because the ones that hear it are not just. They're not actually putting in work to, build themselves up and make themselves better. They're just hearing things and, doing whatever they want to do, whenever they feel like it. Which you don't want to do that. So we go to James 1 and 21. James 1 and 21. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word. So with meekness, you can only receive the word with meekness. You have to be meek, humble, a low state. That's the only way this Yahweh Hashem Shai will sup with you. Because he doesn't deal with someone who's, has pomp, who's prideful, who has arrogance. He can't engraft the word into someone like that. So he has to bring you low. He has to break you down, right? And then give you the word. And then depending if you stay low, you stay in that meek state of mind, understanding, your place, then he keeps feeding you. If you don't, then he stops, right? Which is able to save your souls. Exactly. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. So you need to apply what the word says to the best of your ability, obviously, right? Anything you can do that you know that you can do, you should do it. Because Most High knows your mind. So he knows you can do this, but you're not choosing not to do it for whatever reason, right? For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. So someone that's looking into a mirror. That's what happens if you don't apply the words of the scriptures, of the word. You just hear it, but then you're looking at yourself. So you're actually not going to end up applying anything because you're just looking at yourself, right? You're not looking at Yahweh Shai, right? For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. So he forgets anything of the truth, right? Right? He forgets the man, the new man, right? He goes the way of the old man, right? But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. So the Most High will take care of the ones that are actually, trying to the best of their ability to apply the law, statute, commandments, right? Because we're not perfect. We're not. That's why we need Yahweh Shai, but we do need to, it says to be perfect, like your Lord, right? Roughly paraphrasing. So now, Ecclesiasticus, especially in the times we're in right now, you don't want to be sloppy right now. This is not the time to be sloppy. This is the time to tighten up. Ecclesiasticus 19 and 26. There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit. So when you're hanging down your head, you're in a low state. So maybe something might have happened to you, but you're in a low state. But it says inwardly he is full of deceit, so full of lies, full of treachery, because it's just an act, right? It's just an act because, like the scriptures say, you have to be in a meek state, right? So these people, what's it called? I'm looking for these agent provocateurs. They know to come in a low state, right? Because that's how you get accepted, right? You don't come out boldly and loud and all that stuff. You come low, right? Casting down his countenance and in making as if he heard not, where he is not known, he will do thee a mischief before thou be aware. So you have to be aware of someone that's moving like that. You just have to be aware. That's all. And if for want of powers to obtain some power, he be hindered from sinning. So because he needs to obtain power, he will stop from going off just because he has a mission, a plan, right? Yet when he findeth opportunity, he will do evil. So once he finds opportunity, he will do evil. He'll start to cause chaos in the camp or whatever, right? Whether it's in the camp, whether it's in the audience, whether it's at work, right? Whether it's within your, so you have to be aware of that, right? So now we're going to go to the last one. Like you said, just be aware. At the end of the day, the Most High is going to weed those people out anyways. So, but just for your own self and your own daily lives, you do need to be aware. Ecclesiasticus 37 and 19. There is one that is wise and teaches many, and yet is unprofitable to himself. So sometimes these people, they're very wise. Actually, they have a lot of information. They'll tell you things, but they're not obtaining anything from what they know because they're not applying any of it, right? And you don't want to be like that, right? There's one that sheweth wisdom in his words and is hated. He shall be the destitute of all food, right? And that's about it. And the reason why he's hated is because, people can see that he's not applying what he's saying. Right? He's saying X, Y, and Z, but he's not applying it. So people are going to start to, get more, the scope's going to be on him. Right? So that's it on that. It wasn't really, it wasn't a long lesson, but it's just an important one nonetheless. You just need to be aware of who's around you, right? Especially in the times we're coming in now, because things are about to pop off. So you want to make sure you're doing everything you possibly can to please Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And you can't have certain people around you that are going to kind of, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Be agent provocateurs, right? Cause chaos. So I hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. Double honors and double blessings to the apostle, great millstone, and to the hopeful elect, pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, death and destruction to his wicked kingdom, and 2/3 as well. Kwam Yasharallah, Abad Babal, Shalom.